And starting now to the bottom right of Tristram, we have the Zerg player, unexpectedly, for Team AZUBU. Last man standing.
AZUBU boom boom.
Boom boom. Boom boom. There we go. It's a very interesting choice to send him out. Trap is a master in the Protoss versus Zerg, and he showcased it before. Definitely not what we expected, but maybe the coach has a strategy up his sleeves here. Going to the top life, we have, of course, top left.
Soul Trap.
And Trap already annihilated Symbol earlier, and right now, this is going to be really, really iffy for Boom Boom. And that's a lot of pressure for him as well. Haven't seen him for quite some time, but Soul, I mean, they were down to the last man. AZUBU was in the lead with a 3-1, and Trap, I mean, it looked like it would be impossible for him to come back, but he's actually just one map away from turning things around, finishing this combat, finishing what he started here, and taking Soul to their first win in the GSTL.
Yeah. Nexus first here. Now, talking about Tristram, Tristram is a two-player map with a very easy to take third base for the Zerg, and similarly so for the Protoss. Not as easy, you know, with how third bases work for Protoss, but still, it's very close. So I expect to see fast thirds for both players. Of course, Boom Boom, when he sees the Nexus first, is definitely going to want to do that. But even Trap, I think, is going to want to go for that fast 5th and 6th gas, get those high-tech units out as soon as possible. Has already seen the hatchery first here, or rather the hatchery timing. It's a cool first, which he can be annoyed about now that he sees that it's a hatchery Nexus first. Stumbling here to explain this to you guys, but
I'm waiting for something just magnificent to happen. I'm waiting for a Nidus to go down. I'm waiting for some kind of crazy build. I just cannot believe that Boom Boom... I mean, I'm really surprised. I'm shocked. I want to see what's going on here. And if that's not some crazy build, then I don't know. Going up against Trap with a normal build and just relying on the late game, when you yourself are in Heart of the Swarm so far, a little bit shaky in the matchup, that's ballsy. I mean, Boom Boom is the last player that I would have expected. Not because he's bad, but just a choice against Trap. I don't think that's what's... Yeah, very surprising.
The thing is, when it comes down to these choices, you know, we can be surprised as much as we want, but in most cases, it's probably the right one. And like you said, I as well.
A couple of Korean teams, I definitely doubt that.
Well, sometimes, but
a little bit more. Yeah.
All right. Well, fair enough. But I'm just curious to see what he's going to do, because this is clearly something that he probably didn't practice for this map specifically, because who would have known when Tristram would come out. But as far as the matchup goes, he's got to have an idea, and I think that's why we're not going to see a Nidus per se, or a fast, you know, Muta play, but maybe an aggressive commitment to Roach Hydra and attack, something like that.
You actually make a good point, though. One of the things that could come into play here, I mean, one of the things that I could see is that maybe it's also because of the map. That Boom Boom is the one who has like the most experience on the map, who says like, okay, I know the map, I'm confident in playing this map, whereas other players have stated, well, I can play the game, but this map in particular is the one that I did practice the least, so I'm not too sure if I should be the one who's going to play this game.
Yeah.
That might be one of the reasons as well.
Stargate comes out here. So, Trap just playing as standard as can be here. And Boom Boom hasn't shown any player himself. Now taking 3 extractors. And Oracle comes out here again.
Yeah, Oracle once again. But yeah, talking about this one for another second, you know, one of the players that they have in the lineup, AZUBU, that was really successful against Protoss recently is, for example, Center. Yeah. Center took down a lot of Protoss players, especially when they were up against Axiom Acer, and those guys are pretty strong, as, of course, their ranking slot currently indicates too. So, I could have seen Center there over Boom Boom. But I'm really curious what he's going to do right now. So from this point, I mean, we have that third base once again. 7:20 in the game. That's pretty much the timing that especially the Soul Protoss players use against Zerg. We've seen this over and over again, not only by him but also by Trap. So let's see what Boom Boom is going to do to take this down. Boom Boom is currently at 61 Harvesters. Very strong economy behind this. With the Roach Run and Lings, he could go for the aggression, but instead he takes the 4th base here. He has already seen what's going on. So this is kind of the decision that we saw from Symbol in both games.
So he's ignoring the Queen and just targeting drones here. And since there's no Spore Crawler, they're actually able to get 5 kills, and that's worth it. Definitely. And he gets away, so it can be used as a defensive measure to hold this 3rd base. And things are looking really, really good for Trap right now, in my opinion, because he has a free 3rd so far. He has good Stargate tech. He's had his gases for a long time. And he also killed some workers. The next step, of course, is to defend this 3rd. And with the Oracle, it's going to be a little bit easier.
Yeah, and the Cannon as well. The Cannon is already done. The Oracle is there. He doesn't even have to use it. So the defense here is going to be easy. The Probe overextending itself a little bit, got so angry that the Zerglings actually tried to take down the buildings that just warped in, that it followed them, but that was a mistake. The Zerglings just turned around and murdered it.
Yeah.
And that was not really a fight, guys. That was just murder. They should be proud of it. They ganged up on the Probe. There was 10 Zerglings there at least.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll live this time.
Yeah, that's another issue.
That's a thing. By the way, we had a blink cancel. A lot of you guys really astutely noticed that. Blink cancel into charge as he realizes that defensively against this type of push and the heavy commitment to Lings, probably going to be more useful. Also, he knows that Mutalisk, in this case, with the Stargate already there and how much he's scouted, he hasn't seen a Spire, are not going to be on the menu either. So I like the choice to go for charge here, and they're going into the Archons.
Massive amount of production being added. Templar Archive, as we just mentioned, opening up the techway to Archons and to Storm later on down the road. But we have the additional gateways here too. Pretty good creep spread, by the way, from Boom Boom. I like it. So he's spreading the creep all the way across the map, a little bit more to the top, and he will also have a bit of a safety precaution for his 4th base that he has up there. But the Oracle really going to town. Another kill already on the domes.
Yep. Gets away too. Queen's having to walk down here to clean up the mess.
Swarm Host tech that we see coming in for Boom Boom.
A little bit late, arguably, but if it's not scouted early, this could be great because it's such a late robotics.
It's a very, very late robotics, and when you're up against Swarm Host, you need something to trade with the low cost. So you either want to have the Colossi or you want to have Storm Tech. And so far he does have to do that. Nice move here with the Zerglings. Grabbing them in, he's going to take them down, but at the same time, Harvester count also goes down. Workers lost 12 so far.
Yeah, that was actually pretty nice, putting down to 58 Harvesters. Hallucination does get taken out. He revealed some units. I don't know exactly what he saw there, but I don't think he knows about the Swarm Host because, yeah, he definitely doesn't, as you can see here. Because, okay, now he sees, but he doesn't have a Rog Spay. He either has to hit this timing really hard like he's planning on doing right now, or turn around and make a Bay. Starts a second starport, and
sees the locals and still great.
He's just going to try to target the hatch and then leave, I think, but it's too late.
He might have tried to go for a recall here, but the problem really being that there's just way too much for the Zerg player. It's a good defense by Boom Boom, actually, like playing a bit of a passive game, but making this work against the revolt that we have for that.
Now, Queens here are going to make quick work of basically anything with that many Queens. Could kill a carrier. Trevor
has to be quite careful that he doesn't lose too many units there in the process. And now suddenly we have this Zerg actually in a position where he is quite safe. But once more, that Oracle just this time not making the right moves here, not walking into the Spore Crawler, but still getting a couple of kills.
Yeah. More Void Rays on the way. This is a very scary composition, but without the Storms, without the Colossi, the Locusts are going to rule the ground. It doesn't matter which angle the trap comes from. This is a great angle for him, though, right now, where there's no Locust support. All of the Zerglings killed here.
Great force fields as well, like trapping every single one here. And here come those Zealots in the main base. That's the same thing that happened to Symbol. We have the snipe here, and at the same time, the main base, there is nothing. There's not even a Queen. A Spine Crawler finishes, but it's already too late. The recall is good. The base is gone.
Yep, Spine Crawler is finishing just seconds too late. This Spine Crawler looks like it will be finished. And there's not enough firepower here. The Lings alone are not going to trade well against the Zealots. These Roaches, you can actually save some of those Zealots, pick them up and drop them in later.
Yeah, another problem that we have here is the lack of lava. With those hatches gone, he needs to be careful. He has the macro hatch, and that is the saving grace. I really like that he built that. Another thing is that he's making a switch into Mutalisk.
Yeah, but I don't know how well this is going to work out for him. He has a lot of gas, but not a lot of minerals, and oh, the force on the ramp!
Oh my god, the queens are going to be
No
gone.
transfuse.
And that means also no additional injects.
Things are getting maybe even from bad to worse here. He also spots the Mule's transition and targets the Spire.
Well,
he should save that.
Yeah, he saves it. And you know what? The Mutalisk actually really saved the day here for him, because if not for that, he would have lost. He would have lost maybe his main base. But the War Prism goes down, targeted right away. But this is going to be a really interesting match. I mean, we have a massive supply lead at this point for the Zerg player, so Boom can still make this work. But if Trap defends now and holds, then it's going to get really dangerous. But he's going to be on 4 bases again.
How many Swarmos are there actually? Do you know the count? Because he has only a few mutas. There we go. They're already cannons. Okay, yes.
And you know what? The problem still being, even after he saw what was happening, we do not see a lot of area of effect damage here for Trap. And that's an oversight. He does not have a lot of Colossi if he doesn't have Stormlord. The big problem for him, or High Templars, the big problem for him really be, what can you do against all these units, especially against Locusts?
Yeah, Locusts coming in to the south during this. So the focus on the camera here right now is these, but to the right side, he's actually being attacked with his Nexus, and he may lose that with the next wave.
Yeah, here come the Locusts, and this is really, really dangerous right now. Colossus comes out, saves the day for now, nothing sniped there. So Trap holds, even though at the wall he had this whole Overlords are going down in the middle of the map right now. The Void Ray is doing the best that they can against the Locusts. That's definitely going to work for now. More Colossi joining the game are also going to help tremendously. But he's still behind overall.
Yeah,
Overlord's moving out like they have a drop-off grade, but that's not the case.
Yeah, definitely not. Phoenix is here, not where they need to be, as the mutas are over here.
Good move.
But he's doing a lot of damage to the economy. The bigger problem, though, is the army that flies. The bats of the sky here, the Mutalisks. He needs to send those Phoenixes home. What are they doing?
Yeah,
one's dead here.
It's coming in too late, and we also have a 5 Corruptors. So suddenly he's up against this army. He needs to get both of them in the picture, not only one. He's trying to move in somehow, but also with all those Mutalisks in the air and dominating the skies, they are kind of shielding those Locusts. If that 3rd base falls, then Trap is going to be in even more trouble. If he gets his army up, then it's a completely different scenario. If he gets a head-to-head fight.
Yeah. Worker count right now, 66 to 54, so not the best worker count for Boom Boom, who's lost a lot of Harvesters to Phoenixes, and the Swarmos are actually being lifted by Phoenixes right now. That's something you see every day, but the Mutas come in for the rescue attempt.
The Mutalisks come in, he can recall again if he needs to. Not sure if he really wants to fight there. 5 Void Rays and 6 Phoenixes so far, but at least he pushed this back for a few seconds.
This base to the bottom left has not been scouted, as was just shown. This means that eventually Boom Boom's going to get some intense gas and mineral income from that base that's going to be completely undetected. Another base attempt here denied by those Zerglings.
We're getting into a scenario where we're starting to have a decent Colossi count that he can work against the Locusts. But at the same time, the Mutalisks are still giving some trouble. I like how diverse the play of Boom Boom currently is. And
always the run by.
Is once again a massive mistake here by Trap. He makes up for it by just sending in another 3 Zealots, but it's a little bit too late and it opens up the ramp once again. Buys him some time, but still, this is the 2nd or 3rd time this happened in the game. A little bit uncharacteristic for his usual play.
And the Mutas come in and they see an opportunity here. And this time there's only Archons and Colossi to meet them.
Well, here we go. Now he's fighting, but 2 of the Colossi are down. He's trying to hunt down the rest of the army, and still a few roaches at the natural doing damage.
And the main base, he's going to lose a Nexus. He's going to lose it. 100 hit points left. 30-20, it's gone. And Trap just cannot move, cannot breathe. Boom Boom is not giving him a chance here.
Boom Boom is forcing out mistakes, very uncharacteristic mistakes for Trap. I feel if he would have just made sure that this wall is tight with the Zealot Warp in every now and then it would be a very different game. But these 2 run-bys into the main base and the natural, they did such a number for Trap that I don't think he'll be able to do. Come on.
Yeah, there's only 1 Swarmos left now. But no, it's not true. I don't know what I saw on screen just there for a second. I was like, how did they all die? I think it was 1 lost. But he still has 14. And they don't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. Trap is trying to sneak around the left side of the map, but he's been spotted. And this is going to try to positionally force Boom Boom to turn around. But I don't think he's going to get anything done here. The Zerg Army is going to counter him and trap him. No pun intended. Down here on the bottom left, he's going to have to recall. But he's killing a base that's not mining.
He's killing a base, but he has to do a little bit more than that. He's defending his base, despite the team of it as it looks like. We have still a lot of Corruptors in the air and not this many Void Rays. Void Rays are great against Corruptors, but the numbers here are overwhelmingly in favor of Boom Boom.
Nexus here, 800 energy, few of the units not able to be saved. And the next wave of Mutas coming to the west.
You know,
he doesn't see the base to the left. He could actually kill that easily. That's Corruptors, my bad.
It's actually like, I have to say that Boom Boom is playing a great game, but Trap is also making incredible moves. If not for the 2 run-bys, I really think he would be the superior player. But Boom Boom forced those mistakes. And because of it, he's now in a good spot. I still like what Trap is doing. Like, these move outs, the recalls, everything else makes sense. Like, his decision making that he has is great.
Yeah. Just being a little bit uncharacteristic. Very well said.
And once again, he's just attacking at the right, at the left.
If you move the Swirls just even a little bit more forward, I think he could actually start to whittle away at that Nexus. Goodbye Warp Quiz, not a chance against that many Corruptors. 19 to be precise.
Only 2 Colossi, and oh my god, is Trap trying to hold on to this. But he is still 70 supply behind his opponent.
Yeah. And you know, supply doesn't always mean everything. But just look at the map, all the creep going to the right side in that hook shape where you can go around for run-bys. He always has these units making sure there's no fourth. And actually the main base is mined out. It was remade, but it's mined out essentially. The natural is getting close to being mined out. And then all he's going to have is 1 third base, whereas Boom Boom has the entire map under his control.
And I have to, my apologies here, I am not going to question the AZUBU coach again. There were definitely teams in the GSTL that made very questionable and very wrong choices for very wrong reasons in the past, but twice I doubted him and twice he came through with players. There were very surprising picks but came through, and this is pretty impressive. What Boom Boom is showing here is something that I absolutely did not expect from him. This is really good play.
Yeah. 3 Tempest queued up and then immediately cancelled. Zealot's warped in their stead. Does hold the space. These Spine Crawlers, great choice. He will probably break through the spines, but as soon as their army comes to join, not going to be able to do any actual economic damage.
Everything that Boom Boom does here is just very, very solid. Even if Trap pulls off a comeback here and takes this game, sending out the Zerg player against this Protoss was definitely a good choice by the coach here. This just showcases, I mean, Boom Boom is playing so well. I haven't seen him playing so well in like months.
Where are the Void Rays? They need to be here. There's too many Corruptors with ground support, and the Void Rays may actually be able to kill 5 Void Rays versus 10 Corruptors. He should be able to win that fight.
He's gonna lose everything here potentially. He wanted to move the Mothership Core over to recall out. The problem is, I think he didn't realize, Boom Boom that is, the problem really was he couldn't retreat. He had nothing. You could see it on the minimap. He was trying to get those 2 armies together so that he could recall out, but he was not able to do it. And if Boom Boom would have pursued him here, he could have killed everything. I think the only reason why he didn't was that he didn't want to move his entire army to the bottom left, especially in the slow blue builds.
Oh, this is looking worse and worse for Trap all the time.
It's horrible.
He's got a few Tempests here, but they're not really able to get any shots off. There's no vision. Speaking of vision, the creep is on the Nexus.
Yeah, talking about map control. Look at this map. He has an entire creep carpet from the bottom right to the top left. He has bases to the top right now. He's taking everything here.
Oh, wow. Targets here on the Broodlords, and actually the Void Rays need to be chasing when there's queens under there, but still.
The third is gone, and so is the income.
And look so is maybe the game.
Look how the income drops here. Suddenly he's down to 20 to 0 minerals per minute. He's completely mined out. There is nothing left for him in terms of minerals. He's a bit long distance mining. That's the only thing that he's currently doing. And Boom Boom is in the best position ever. The Observer sees it, sees the spines and the spores, and here come the locusts once again. What a good game by Boom Boom. Really well played. And Trap, good game as well, but few uncharacteristic mistakes bring him in a very dire situation.
I don't think he expected this type of incredible play from Boom Boom. And with this type of play, his multitask was so good that he forced Trap to make a lot of little mistakes, and they add up. Second Spire coming up for air upgrades. That's how ahead he is. All he has to do is hold this last push, and the game is his. I mean, he's got roaches killing the side of the guys.
He wants to somehow win the big fight, but he cannot possibly do this. Now here come the Void Rays, and they are amazing against Corruptors, but not in those numbers. This is game. This is AZUBU winning it. Boom Boom taking it against Trap. The GG has been called. The specialist, the PVZ specialist loses to Boom Boom. B4 is back.
This was actually, I think, my favorite Team League match so far this season.
Look at Trap. When he saw Boom Boom coming out, he was probably like, awesome, awesome, I got this.
Yeah.
This is mine. I won 2 matches already. I defeated Symbol. I can definitely handle Boom Boom.
Yeah, his face looked exactly like that.
Wow.
And, you know, even the Soul coach looked the same way. Boom Boom just came out and did what he needed to do today. And Soul now goes 0-4, the very worst record this season. Not a single win.
Not one. And they had -6 in the indicator now. Those 2 run-bys.
That Deer game, you know?
Yeah. The game that Dia played where he threw it away, and look how crushed he is.
It's been a while since I've seen someone look that terrible in the booth before.
Think about what kind of feeling that is. Dia makes this massive mistake, and then suddenly they are with the back to the wall. Trap comes into the booth, takes down Symbol. Yep, job done. Job number 1 done. He takes down Patience as well. He goes into the last game, and he expects Supernova. And everyone expected him. And suddenly, it's a Zerg. His best matchup, and he looks at it as like it's Boom Boom, a player who has a horrible record in this matchup in Heart of the Swarm that we really haven't seen all too much in the recent past, that lost his only match against Protoss in the GSTL, and he looks at it as like, yes, I got this. We are going to win our first match this season. Everyone on the bench was probably excited, and then he loses it.
Yeah.
And God, I cannot imagine how bad he feels right now.
I can't either, man. That's just... It's the pick that you don't expect. It's like when Epic's Open sent Lucky out and he won the game. It's like a similar thing where something's going on the team. They're looking at this guy. He's confident. He's stepping up to the plate. Like, I can do this. I will do this for you. And he did it. Patience tried. He went for the mirror matchup, played a pretty intense strategy, went for some DTs and then got locked in his base. Mirror matchup doesn't work. And Boom was like, that's fine. I got this. Call upon me. I'm doing this. And he did it.
And the thing is, nobody expected him.
Yeah.
We saw so many players this season where nobody really expected Boom to be the one to send out against Trap, and then he pulls this off. And Trap, oh god, I don't want to be in his shoes. And of course, with Dia, it's the same thing. Having the...
Oh god, Deer's got to be... He's going to remember this match for the rest of his life.
Can I tell you, like, he has to do the dishes for at least a month, like individual results, whatever, but still.
There's probably GIFs and YouTube videos already on the internet as we speak about it right now.
Interview coming up, the AZUBU coach. How do you feel?
1세트만 더 빨리 이겼으면
네.
2등까지 갈 수 있는 건데
그렇죠.
좀 아쉽네요.
그렇습니다.
He says that it was a very, very hard match today, and if they won it 4-2, they would go second place, so he's a little bit disappointed that they actually went to the last set. It means that they are still third in the ranks, they are actually behind.
내보내려고 했는데 승리를
Talked about it at the beginning,
웬만하면
but still, like, clenching out that victory.
좀 경기를 일찍 끝내야 되겠다. 라는 욕심을 가졌었는데 결국 나오게
He said that
됐는데
if Sleep lost in the first set,
질 줄 알았는데
then Boom Boom was actually going to come in second.
이렇게 이기네요.
아 진짜 이게
But because Sleep won, the order changed. And they say Boom Boom as the last player.
Okay, so they prepared him for Protoss. Yeah, different map, but a different player, but they wanted to play him against Protoss, so that worked out. I mean, if you go up against Soul, makes sense that you prepare players for Protoss. We have Trap, we have Dia, and there. So,
팬 여러분들께 각오 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다.
And the lineup is in some ways predictable, but they looked good. Boom Boom's still too good for them, though, at the end of the day.
선봉 예고제가 아니죠.
Soul looked strong today.
엔트리 예고제
It was their best day still, even though they lost, I think.
아무래도 그 GSTL에서 최근에 사용되지 않았던 그런
So he says that he always
더 많은
wanted to try the format in the second round, actually, when we have the GSTL, when you know your opponent and everything. So a lot of the new players will actually be able to play in the format, since then you can prepare specifically for an opponent, and you don't have to rely on the individual flexible strength of the player to adapt to what he's facing next.
Yeah, and there's less all kills and more games in general in that format most of the time, so... Some new and unique players might come out that we've never seen before, or we rarely see,
저희가
like
비언어적
Boom Boom, for
표현이라고 하잖아요.
example.
이렇게 최종현 선수를 바라보는 눈빛에서
It's actually sad.
어떤 말을 하고 싶은지를
Yes.
저희가
Back in the
느낄 수가
Mukdum studio,
있었습니다.
especially at
자,
the end,
인터뷰
Boom Boom was
감사하고요.
one of the
자,
strongest
아주부의
Zergs.
오늘 또 멋진 모습을 보여준
especially in
이
the
선수
GSTL, so
인터뷰해
it's a
보도록
bit sad
하겠습니다.
that-
강동현 선수
We have actually a quick interview with Symbol now too.
선수
I guess we're gonna talk to
감사합니다.
Boom Boom a little bit later. At least I hope so.
GSTL의 남자
he looks poised for an interview.
오늘 2킬을 기록했어요. 오늘 솔직히 나오면서 몇 킬 정도 예상하고 나오셨나요?
How many kills did you think you were going to get if you had to say honestly?
제가 잡으러 나갔으니까 그것만 이기자고 생각했는데 오늘
He's saying that he just wanted to snipe one player,
운이 많이 좀
and he didn't think about getting multi-kills.
겸손하게 운이 많이
But he feels a little bit lucky today, and I think we all know why.
제가 너무나 좋습니다. 2라운드를 앞두고 좋은 성적을 거두고 있는데
should ask
팬
him.
여러분들께 아주
I'm sure
he thought when he saw those for next time.
강동현
There will be a
선수로서 이제
question
올스타전에
about this.
나가고 싶다 이렇게 또 포부, 배포 이런 좀 출사표를 좀 던져주시면 좋을 것 같아요.
일단 저희 아주버 팀이 이제 선수도 많이 바뀌고
Saying that
거의 다 된 상태여서
there's a lot of new players in the AZUBU team.
2라운드 때
And
엔트리 에고제로 하니까
The second round, the format is definitely a little bit different.
앞으로 성적 잘 낼 거라 믿고요.
And he thinks that it's going to actually favor the AZUBU team because they have a lot of new players that are better than people think. And if the fans vote for him in the All-Star match, he's going to do his best to perform well in that particular match. So he's basically saying, vote for me and I'll do a good job.
The All-Star match that we mentioned earlier, you can find the poll at GOMTV.net in the forum. You can vote for your favorite players, and they're going to play on the 10th of October. Of course, we're also going to have a quick interview with Boom Boom. Played an incredible match against Trap today.
Yeah.
So he said that it's been a long time since he actually played in the GSTL, and he didn't really think that the coach would send him out as the last player today, because he lost a lot of matches recently.
나갈 수 있을까 했는데 감독님이 저한테 한번 또 속아
Very confident here.
아 그렇습니까? 또 팀의 주장으로서 아주부로 이끌고 있잖아요.
Just saying thanks to his coach for believing in him to send him out as the last player.
동생들이 이끌면서 임성춘 감독 밑에
Definitely ended up being the right choice here.
감독님 이거 짱입니다, 최고입니다. 이런 거 있어요? 자랑 좀 해주세요.
Very difficult day for Seoul here. And Boom Boom was their final demise.
다 좋은데.
Banter here.
농담이고요. 좀 뭐라 해야지? 자기 능력을 좀 다 발휘할 수 있게끔 이렇게 해주시는 것 같아요.
So they're saying that his coach is helping the players quite a lot, especially like to perform well and in the practice house and in the broadcasted matches. So he's supporting them.
네, 방목 스타일인 거죠. 선수의 신뢰를 주는, 믿어주는.
So he doesn't apparently really try to force any training hours onto the players. He leaves them to practice freely as long as they do it. So
very relaxed schedule.
yeah, what he basically says is that they have a lot of time to just schedule their entire practice routine very individually, very flexible.
자, 이렇게 해서 승리를 거둔 아주부 팀의 인터뷰도
So
만나봤는데요.
just saying, continue to cheer for Team AZUBU, and AZUBU not able to clinch that second place title today, but looking really good so far this season.
Yep.
Incredible picks today, some really awesome plays by Symbol. Boom Boom coming out and shocking people, and even though they didn't get the second place spot, they won the match. And they impressed the fans. I think that's definitely what they did today.
Just in general, this season the matches are actually like really incredible. We have a lot of very close games, and if you think about how that started, we had this game between Symbol and Dia, then suddenly the 3-1 situation, the comeback started. Really interesting games this season. I'm loving it.
Yeah. The Symbol games, he was able to defeat 2 players there, and ended up losing the trap. Patience coming out as that PvP game that you play because you might just get a free win, and then you've got Boom Boom coming out real strong there at the end. A great story, like you said.
And of course now in the ranking and the standings currently still at the top, Axie Mesa with a 3-1 Star Tail, also with a +3 indicator, AZUBU with a +3, and Seoul unfortunately all the way at the bottom without a single win this season at -6 after the first round.
They're looking a little NS Hosta this season.
Yeah, a little bit NS Hosta, a little bit Prime.
They even have a warning.
FXO also not looking too sharp so far, -5. And the indicator only 1 victory against Seoul, of course. But we're going into the second round.
And the All-Star match is going to be on Thursday, 6:10, or no, just not 6:10, just 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Rounded off there. This is sponsored, of course, by HOT6, and we are going to have Red Team versus Blue. You guys can go to GOMTV.net, vote for who you want to be on these teams, and also don't forget don't just vote for one player, vote for all your favorite players. You can vote for as many players as you want, and all votes will count. Tell your friends too, spread the word.
Definitely check that out, GOMTV.net, go to the forums. And it's actually really nice to see the standings there. A lot of familiar names, and it's pretty interesting that for Terran, for example, we also have Aphrodite all the way at the top, so that's pretty cool. I think she's 4th right now for Terran. And the lineup in general just looks pretty incredible.
Yeah.
We're really loving it.
Basically, all the players that everybody loves are going to fight each other, and that's what we all like, so I'm excited.
Haiva is in there too, for example, so
Innovation.
definitely check it out. Yep. Really good player pick so far, but in order to vote for your favorite player and support him, make sure that you go to GOMTV.net. This is it for the day, guys. We're going to see you soon. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Drive, gain, relief, triumph. 4 years, 4 kids later down the line, my progression is my